And another big story we're following this morning is GM. With that, we're going to welcome in Mike Eppel. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Melanie. The automaker had said that it would respond to a proposal by Unifor as early as today about the future of the GM Oshawa plant. Now, the latest news this morning from the automotive news specifically is that General Motors will be holding an internal meeting today, likely in Detroit, to discuss the future of GM Oshawa. And Jerry Diaz, the head of Unifor, says they're going to give the automaker as much time as necessary to make the right decision about the future of GM Oshawa. He's hoping to hear back from the company tomorrow. The union putting forward a proposal, according to the automotive news, to put the new GM Blazer SUV into the Oshawa line instead of building that in Mexico. No confirmation that that is going to happen, but maybe keeping this plant open might be an option for the automaker, and we'll likely find out either later today or tomorrow. Potentially more news about developments at GM Oshawa. We have the start of the new year. First full trading week for 2019 coming up for investors. The first 3 trading days of 2019, volatile to say the least. Friday saw a massive rally on Wall Street, which was preceded Thursday by a massive sell-off. The Dow Friday was up 246 points. The TSX up 213. A little bit of optimism that the central banks will not be as aggressive this year on raising interest rates. Maybe some developments on the trade spectrum between the U.S. and China, potentially giving a lift to the market as well. This week, on Wednesday, we'll get a decision on interest rates from the Bank of Canada. No change expected at this week's meeting. Could be the end of the line for one of the most historic retail name brands in the United States. The buyout offer to rescue Sears in the United States by billionaire Eddie Lampert has reportedly fallen short, and that could jeopardize the future of that retailer, where there are still 60,000 plus Americans employed in that retail space, and could see the liquidation of Sears in the States following, of course, the liquidation of Sears in this country starting last year. And from legalization to legitimacy. This is going to be a make-or-break year potentially for the cannabis companies here in Canada as we're coming into, well, potentially a market-making scenario for many, but will they live up to expectations? The supply shortage has curtailed the number of retail pot shops set to open in this province, and that has been a major problem, Devo, where we've seen these cannabis companies. The demand has been there, but the supply has been short, and that does not typically lead to profitability, and that could lead to some issues for 146 companies now listed on the TSX.
Wow.
In the cannabis space.
And that's it.
It's very interesting.
25 licenses that'll be going out here in Ontario as well with this lottery today. So
as opposed to the free-for-all that was initially expected.
Right. That's it. Thanks so much, Mike. We'll check in with you a little bit later on as well.